So it's got to be the oldest motorcycle you've ever ridden.
It's definitely the oldest.
And it's the second right foot shift, because you rode Jack's bike the other day. So out of those two bikes, which would you prefer?
This one. Yeah. Like,
sorry, Jack.
Down. Check out you're a freaking legend.
No.
It doesn't. Yeah, rolling in here, I was like,
it's like in
what
suburbs.
Is this?
Only got 17 old motorcycles.
Only 17. Yeah. It's an uneven number. I think you need another one.
Don't say that.
Hey guys, so I'm here with Jared from Weems Motor Co. How's it going?
It's going amazing. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good.
You enjoying the Florida weather?
I love it. I love it here. Absolutely love it. So he just rolled in. I didn't realize who it was to begin with, but he just rolled in.
Like this guy.
Yeah, like this guy. Just rolled in with this thing on the back of his van. And I was like, hey, look, there's another Triumph here. I did not realize, though, that there was such a cool story behind this bike. So Jared's just going to give us the breakdown a little bit about the history of this bike. It's so cool, guys. You guys are going to appreciate it. I know.
Awesome. So this is a 1950 Triumph Thunderbird. The motorcycle has a lot of history going back all the way to 1947 with the Hollister riots, where the very first motorcycle movie ever came from in 1953 called The Wild One, featuring Marlon Brando.
Yeah.
So in that, there was a club called the Galloping Goose MC, along with the Hells Angels MC. The gentleman who built this motorcycle was one of the founding members of the Galloping Goose MC, a guy by the name of Robert Young. In 1960, he built this motorcycle, really just kind of customized it. And in 1962, he was arrested with 2 Hells Angels and went to prison for attempted murder. While he was in prison, this motorcycle was impounded by the California Highway Patrol. They re-stamped the cases and sent it to auction. The guy that bought it in auction bought it, put it in a storage unit, and never touched it for over 40 years. So while he was in prison, Robert Kennedy, one of the John F. Kennedy, the assassinated president, his brother went to the prison where Robert was and inspired Robert to take law classes while he was in prison. Started taking law classes, and he ended up getting expunged of the charges. They found out the Hells Angels did the hit. He was just with the wrong people at the wrong time. He got out of prison and said, I still want to continue taking law classes. So he went to law school, and they wouldn't let him come in because he was a felon, because he had prior charges before the other one. And so he literally sat in the floor in front of the dean's office until they would let him into the college. So the dean made him sign a contract that said, you cannot ride a motorcycle while you're in our school. So he signed the contract, does law school, gets out of law school, and goes to apply to become a lawyer. You have to take the bar, California bar. So he applies for the bar, and they don't let him take the bar. So he sues the California bar and ends up winning the case and becomes a lawyer. While he was a lawyer, his motto was, who better to represent a crook than a crook?
Wow.
So super cool. He's a lawyer, takes on a bunch of high-profile cases, wins all of his cases, and ends up running for judge. It gets elected as judge, and then gets appointed as a federal judge. So Robert Young built this bike, nicknamed The Judge is his name. The whole time he was still in the 1% MC, Galloping Goose MC. I got the bike. It was never touched since 1960 when he was arrested with it, and all I done was a mechanical restoration, so everything on the outside is exactly the way that he had it. I didn't even adjust the handlebars. Literally just put on new tires. I rebuilt the engine, rebuilt the transmission, but kept all of the patina, all the crust, and the bike runs amazingly. Usually starts on the first kick every time. I've won a lot of kickstart competitions with this bike, so we could try to fire it up if you want.
Yeah, man. Cool. I'm not gonna say no.
Any questions about it?
I don't know. I think I don't really have any questions about it. I just think that's such a crazy turn of events, like for that guy, like to just go from being like a criminal like that, but then like technically continued to be, well, an outlaw. He was an outlaw, right?
He was still in the 1% MC, Galloping Goose, all the way up until the day he died. So he was an active member when he died. So Super
What a
cool.
piece of
I've
history,
been
man.
in contact with the family and like just wanted to make sure that, you know, I even contacted the MC when I got the bike just to make sure everything was good
So
and
did you
everybody
just
was
get
happy.
this? Did you just pick this up, or have you
I
had it for a
picked
while?
this up last summer from the gentleman who had it, and we had been talking for about 3 years. He was wanting to take this and create a chopper, a show bike out of it, and I said, you don't want to do that. There's too much history attached to this motorcycle. I was like, all this thing needs is a mechanical restoration and just ride it. And that's what I've done. I've ridden the crap out of this bike. I've taken it through the mountains of Georgia. I've rode up in Milwaukee with it. I've rode all over the United States with this motorcycle.
So you plan on just hanging on to this then?
The motorcycles I build, blood, sweat, and tears goes into one of the. So it's hard for me to sell my bikes. If you haven't, seen, the bikes I've done, multiple magazines, shows across the United States. I've built more motorcycles and gave them away to charities, like here at Forgotten Angels. We did a 1975 Sportster for a national autism charity last year, where we were at the Harley-Davidson 120th at the museum for that. So it's just like, I really, I get attached to these bikes, and I don't think that the monetary value of them is as much as the sentimental value of them. So it's like I have 17 old Triumphs, and it'd be hard to get rid of any of them.
It's so hard, right? Like it's almost like a disease.
It is a disease.
It's like the only way I can put it. It's like once you, like I told myself after my shovel head, I was like, I'm good. I'm like, I don't need another bike. Like I love my bike. I don't need another bike. I don't need any more projects.
Yeah, you
but
do.
It's like, it's
and then they just start finding you.
Eat your words.
That's kind of what happened with this one. This one found me, and I was just like, you know what? I do a lot of, I call them rescue stories. It's like I rescue these bikes from just rusting to the ground. Some of them, stay like this, nice and crusty, and some of them just turn into pieces of jewelry, fully polished out, chromed and beautiful.
Something like this is
I love them all. Like these are great. Because you don't have to keep them clean. So the worst part about a bike is cleaning it.
Right?
So if you're cleaning it, you're taking away time riding it, right?
That's why I didn't repaint my shovel head.
No,
I'm like, then I have to worry about it all of a sudden.
That shovel head is beautiful. Hey guys, I know if you're watching this video, you already watch her videos, but make sure you're subscribed to her, because I watch her videos and I'm inspired by what she does. So go down in the comments, let her know how cool she is, because I think she's pretty rad.
Thanks.
Yeah, awesome.
Thanks for doing this with me, man. Like, I'm like, thank God for people like you, because it would have been a shame if this bike would have been.
Oh yeah.
If the history at all would have been, if any.
It would have been gone, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, this is the kind of thing that like. People like you are doing like a justice to the motorcycle world.
Well, thank you.
That's like, how can you change this, like with that history and everything, and like it's just so cool, man. I love
it. Deserves to say exactly what it is, and just needs to get out of the road.
And the fact that you ride it, doesn't even look like something. It looks like something that you would be that you're picking up to restore. But the fact
most
that you
people
ride
think that, like when I go to a gas station, they're like, "Oh, did you just pick that up?" No, I've been riding the crap out of this for a few months now. So yeah,
and that's
awesome.
like that's what makes it even like it's super.
Well, let's fire it up.
Yeah,
let's start it.
All right,
here you go. Do you know about the ammo carburetor? So this is where you prime the carburetor.
Okay.
So you literally, it's like a weed eater. You know how you have a little priming bowl on a weed eater?
Yeah.
So it just basically floods the float bowl for the carburetor, gets fuel in there.
Sounds great, man. I gotta get you to build me a bike.
So like I said, I built a lot of these Triumphs. I don't even like Jack's bike here. This Triumph, I helped him build that bike.
Yeah.
We haven't been really into the engine, just a lot of stuff on it. Ready? Do a burnout. You gotta pump right. I don't know how.
Don't know how.
I don't want to do it on the tire.
He's gonna light it up.
consistent. So you probably use most of your front, but it's kind of like riding a boat. Don't approach the dock any faster than you want to hit it.
Right. Okay.
Gotta get the other side. And she's gone.
All right.
Well,
Sweet, man. Thank you.
What'd you think?
That was something different. Like, that clutch is so hard to pull on that thing. Holy man, you must have a strong left hand. All right, guys, so I could not leave Florida without accepting the personal invitation to come over to Weems's shop and check out the Judge even closer. He's actually gonna let me get pretty intimate with it. If I can kickstart it, I can ride it. So I'm here at Weems's shop right now, and I'm gonna attempt to kick this one kick only Triumph, one kick for Weems. We'll see how many kicks it is for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go and try to kickstart this old Judge and take it for a little spin down the street here. I'm pretty excited about it. Oh.
Alright, I'm gonna show you what I do. Get up on the bike, sit up on it.
Okay.
You can leave the switch on. It's not like a battery's in it or anything like that. There
This
you go.
actually
step up
feels
on the
alright.
step up on the foot peg on the other side.
Okay.
Get up on top of it. There you go. Get up on top and then just give her all you got. Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
There we go. So easy. I love this thing. I just wanted to say thank you for letting me come to your shop and yeah, letting me ride the Judge, man. That bike's awesome.
Isn't it cool,
it's
right?
It's so cool, right?
So it's got to be the oldest motorcycle you've ever ridden.
It's definitely the oldest.
And it's the second right foot shift because you rode Jack's bike the other day. So
yeah.
Out of those two bikes, which would you prefer?
This one. Yeah. Like
sorry, Jack.
Down.
Sorry,
hands down. I'm sorry, Jack. I like looking at your bike, but riding it's not so easy. Yeah, this bike, I would ride that every day, everywhere. Like,
I do.
That was my bike. Like, I can see why.
It's become my daily rider, and it's really cool to ride a 73-year-old motorcycle daily, and it runs so amazing. So it's super cool. It's an honor to own it, and I love letting people ride my bike. So it's super cool.
Yeah, I think that's awesome that you're. Yeah, I was like not expecting to meet you. I didn't know that you came to the campouts. Like I didn't.
She didn't know that I started all this mess.
I didn't know that he started it all. Yeah, and
it's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good.
That's cool.
Well, I'm honored to have you here. So if you guys, aren't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to her.
And check out you're a freaking legend.
No,
it doesn't.
I'm just a guy building motorcycles in a 2-car
That's
garage.
how legends start.
That's
it's like no artist is famous till after they're dead, and that's just not right.
No, it's not.
Like,
I agree with that. So.
And like yeah.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you could come over.
My
and ride
dad's
some
gonna
bikes
love
and
this
stuff.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dad, next time we have the camp out, Dad, come down with you, and Dad can ride the. I'll pull out a few motorcycles, and we can ride some old British bikes. So.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think since my dad's rode anything British.
Hey. Well, if he needs help on a Triumph, just you know who to call.
Yeah.
I got you. I get you taken care of. Awesome.
Thanks.
Go enjoy the cold weather.
I won't, but.